Hello, it's Christine here. I play Penelope in Penelope, and I am going to answer a couple questions about the process and the show and the myth and everything. So here we go. The first question I had is Penelope is described as a one woman show. Have you done something like this before? What has it been like, and how has it impacted your process to prepare? I have never done anything like this before, and my red flag is that I just decided I could do it. And I'm pretty stubborn, and I decided how hard could it be? Which it is very hard. But the biggest thing is when you don't have anybody else to learn lines off of or diffuse any of the 80 to 90-minute show. It's just a lot that you have to retain. And it's a lot of pressure too, because if you forget something, there is not a lot that one can do. So we're just living in a space where that'll never happen because we're so well prepared. So definitely an interesting process. Did you do research for a role like this? Have you learned anything about Penelope that you didn't know before? I read a couple books about Penelope to kind of get inspired. And one of the things I learned was that Penelope was actually Helen's cousin and that she was the daughter of a Spartan and a nymph and was thrown into a river to be disposed of, killed, and a family of ducks found her and saved her and brought her to her adopted family. So her name Penelope is based on the Greek word for duck. So there you go. Do you see any of yourself in Penelope? What things might you have in common? I think that this idea of a person that waits and finds solace in cyclical mundanity is something I can relate to, both because of the pandemic. I think that's a very relatable topic, just this day in, day out repetitiveness. But also, I used to work on a cruise ship for 8 months, and that is a very similar experience. You wake up and you do the same thing, and you go to sleep and you do it over and over again, and you're very isolated because there's no phone or internet. And so that feeling of for months and months and months, just like you can't really think about where the end is because it will just kind of eat you up inside. You have to think about what's right in front of you, which is just get through today, and then tomorrow is another day. So that I think is something that's very relatable with Penelope. What resonates most for you in this show? I love that the show holds a lot of different truths and complexities together. So in the waiting, one would think that this is a very dour and sad show, but it's actually quite funny. It's wistful. It's dreamy. It's a lot of things, and I like that it's not simplified down to something just as simple as she's sad because she wants her husband to come back. There's a lot of other layers in there, and the things she does to diffuse her own feelings and mourning. I like that she can both be this powerful person that is grappling with the idea of maybe going off to live her own life, and somebody who misses her husband and mourns what they lost. I love that kind of stuff where the audience gets to kind of glean what they want out of all of those layers and see what resonates with them. Do you have a favorite line or lyric? I thought about this one for a while. I have a lot of favorite lines because it's just such good writing and the songs are really great. I really like the line, I'm here to kill my youth before I'm old, so be kind to me. I love that. Perhaps that is because I am a 30-something woman who feels that tug between youth and I'm going to say cronehood because I delight in such things. I'm like, I can't wait for that era. If you don't know me, you'll probably be like, interesting choice of word, but that's what I feel like in between these things and this future that's very exciting and this past that was very exciting. And what is that transition like? That phrase really resonates with me. What can people expect or be surprised by when they come to see the show? I think that people will be surprised by how funny it is because there's a lot of Penelope stories that really languish in the sadness that she feels, which I think is also very present in the show. But it has a lot of levity and it's lighthearted and sharp and powerful and a lot of other things too. And so I think people will be surprised by that. And I think they'll also be surprised by how dang good the music is. And they're going to be like, when can I get my hands on this? And I'll say, I have no idea. because it's just so good. And I wish everyone could listen to it all the time because it's just a phenomenal album. So I can't wait for you guys all to see it next week. It's going to be so good. And I'll be off to rehearsal in a little bit to keep cranking out the progress towards opening night. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.